Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today marks the day that I'm going to start a new series here on the channel. And this is pretty much going to be recapping my trades. I know I used to do them a lot back in the day. I used to upload them frequently, but I do these every day inside my private community. So I will be doing these probably once or twice a week. You guys can also join my free community where I also share the trade breakdowns before anywhere else. And this is what I mean here. So if you join the free community, you guys will be able to see these trade reviews. And this is pretty much where I upload all of my trades for the day, show you guys my executions, break down why I ended up taking these trades. And I do this, or I try to do this for every single day. I tell my community to keep me accountable because sometimes I do forget. But yeah, if you guys want to join the free community and get those breakdowns and reviews every single time I take a trade, I recommend to join the free community. Link will be in the description down below. Anyways, let's get into this video. I'm going to be breaking down the trades I ended up taking today and why I ended up taking them. So again, the whole point of this series is really just to help anybody out there that's coming across this channel. If it's your first time tuning in, I hope to be somebody that has helped you in your trading journey, or that is going to help you in your trading journey. Free content wise, you guys don't need to buy anything, but I hope to be one of those people that have helped you in your trading journey. So that's what these videos in this series is going to be all about. Anybody that tunes into this channel, if you guys watch these and study these, I don't have any doubt in my heart that you guys won't be able to at least use some of the information that I'm going to be talking about here today that can ultimately benefit you in your trading journey. So let's go ahead and get into it. If I pop up to Twitter here, I'm going to start posting a lot more on Twitter. So if you guys want to follow me, it's at It's Johnny. Anyways, I posted a post here. I said, if you had a bullish bias today, you simply just don't know how to trade. This was just a little bit of a rage bait. If you go and if you go and look at this post, it has 54 comments and it rattled some feathers, bro. It triggered a lot of people, and you know, that's the art of rage baiting, but it got 22.4K views, which is hilarious. And again, if you scroll down in the comments, a lot of people just were super pissed, right? But anyways, just a little rage bait post. I'm going to be posting a lot on Twitter again. If you guys want to follow me, go ahead. Anyways, jumping into the day, right? I usually don't trade overnight unless it makes a lot of sense. And last night we ended up pushing a lot. So this red box here is the Asia session from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Obviously, we pushed up a lot. We took out the previous day high that was right here. So this high right here that I'm marking out is previous day high. So they're pretty much stacked together, right? So Friday's high and Thursday's high, but I think TradingView combined. No, they didn't. Never mind. I was gonna say I think TradingView combined Thursday and Friday's daily candle, but they didn't. So this is technically previous day high, but I'm pretty much grouping them up together because they're relative equal highs. Anyways, Asia session ended up pumping higher, and then we just kind of slow grinded higher going into London and into New York. So here is 9:15, and I'm about to fast forward it to go to 9:30. Again, I usually do not trade before 9:30, especially on a Monday that has 10 a.m. high impact news like today. What I noticed here coming into New York session was that we have previous week high SMT. So right here, it is the highest point of where the previous weekly candle got to. So right here, if I just hover over this high right here, you'll see that is this high over here on YM. So what do we have here? We have a previous week high SMT. Okay. And not only that, we also have a previous day high SMT. Okay. So NQ and ES ended up taking out previous day high from Thursday last week and Friday of last week, right? We took out those highs of those last 2 days. So we have an SMT right there as well. So coming into the day, these key levels, previous day high, previous week high, if we have a sweep of those and the correlated asset does not sweep that as well. So coming into New York, I see that and I'm automatically bearish. Like that gives me a bearish bias. And the fact that we're inversing these bullish 1 hour gaps with SMT at previous week high, that's not a good sign, guys. The gaps that break over highs, especially these key levels, which is previous week high, previous day highs, like if these gaps aren't holding, dude, like it's cooked. It's most likely cooked. We're probably going to come down. So seeing all this before 9:30, I'm already having a bearish bias because all of these assets here, ES, NQ, and YM, the Dow Jones, these are all correlated. I see a lot of people not using the Dow Jones, which in my opinion is a big mistake if you use SMT divergences, right? So we have previous week high, previous day high. We're inversing these 1 hour gaps over here on ES, and I believe YM also had one. We had a very small one. We inversed it, and we opened up a new bearish one. So what I want to do here is I want to wait for 9:30 to open. I'm realistically not looking to trade until 10 because we have high impact news at 10. So I want to wait till 10, but I also want to see what 9:30 does. Okay, this doesn't mean that I'm just going to skip out on 9:30. I actually want to see what it does. So if we fast forward this, if I just go 1 minute and we fast forward this, right? Here's 9:30. You can see 9:30 pumps up, right? We revisit this old bullish fair value gap that we inversed on ES. And YM actually came down and swept out, I believe, London low. Yeah, we got an SMT at London low, hence the reaction here. So you can see how NQ is displacing towards this high. Now, again, I'm not looking to trade until around 10 or after 10 because we have that high impact news, right? So we can see we're coming really, really close into 10. And then boom, here is 10 o'clock. Okay, so 10 opens high and we take out previous week high on ES. Okay, that is fine. All right, that is perfectly fine if we take it out on ES. As long as we don't take it out on YM, I'm still perfectly bearish. That is my higher time frame bearish SMT. So I'm still bearish, okay? Now, if we go to the 1 minute time frame, okay, this is my bread and butter right here. Let me go back to the 15 so I can show you guys this. So now that we swept out London high, right, the 5 a.m. high, and we popped up at 10, we opened high for 10. Now we're closing back inside this previous 15-minute range. Now I'm going to use something called time frame alignment. What is a lower time frame that is aligned to the 15-minute time frame? That is going to be the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so what I'm looking for here is a change in the state of delivery. Since there is no inverse fair value gaps or anything like that, I'm looking for my change in the state of delivery. A bearish CISD is basically the last up close candle in the leg that makes the highest point, okay, that makes the swing point. So once we close a body under the opening price of that last up close candle or the first up close candle, if there is a series, then this confirms my change in the state of delivery. Okay, so this is where I would either market enter, which I did here on my first entry. I market entered as soon as we close this 1 minute candle. So this is what it looked like. Okay, so I market entered here. I placed my stop roughly around the CE of this rejection block, which is basically the wick here. And I was looking to target a new morning low. Okay, so this is what my trade pretty much looked like right here. Okay, it's about very close to a 2R trade. Okay, so if we fast forward this a little bit, this is where I started taking profit right here. Okay, because we're over or very close to 100 points. That is the reason why I wanted to start taking profit there, was because we're very, very close to 100 points. And guys, I don't know about you guys, but 100 points is quite a bit. And if I bring it up here, you guys will see my executions right there. So this was a misclick. This I executed there, push down. I should have just opened up TradeZella. I don't know why I'm using this screenshot. I should have just opened up TradeZella for real. But yeah, I ended up taking profit right here on this candle again because we were nearing 100 points, but my ultimate TP was down here. So I left my runner. As you guys can see, I ended up getting stopped at break even. Now I'll explain my re-entry here in a second. Anyways, I ended up taking profit right there. And then again, as you guys seen in the screenshot, once we inverse this 1 minute gap here, I ended up getting stopped at pretty much break even. Okay. Now, what entertained my idea for a re-entry was that YM over here. So if you pay attention to YM, you can see that 10 a.m. high, right? YM is displacing towards that 10 a.m. high. So I'm thinking, okay, YM is most likely going to take out this high and give us another bearish SMT right here. Okay, it's going to give us another bearish SMT at the 10 a.m. high. Because on ES and NQ, I do not want to see it flip the 10 a.m. open because that is a key opening time. That is the new 4-hour candle, right? The new 4-hour candle opens from 6 and then it closes at 10, and then that's when a new one opens, right, on the 4-hour chart. So you could see that YM pushes all the way up there, ends up taking out that 10 a.m. high, and this gives us our bearish SMT on top of the previous week high SMT, the previous day high SMT, etc., right? Gives us another bearish SMT. So this is where I go into a re-entry, and it's pretty much the same stop, the same TP, but I actually like this new TP down here, right? This internal low of this range right here. So I end up re-entering. Again, if you guys want to see this live, I ended up uploading a short, like a short form video on my TikTok, Instagram, and even my YouTube shorts. You guys can go and check it out. Anyways, I end up re-entering right here because of this bearish SMT and because of the whole bearish bias and all of these bearish confluences, right? It's the reason why I didn't look for longs and because we had 10 a.m. news. So I wanted to trade post 10 a.m. because we all already know like these markets for the past few months have not been the greatest. And I didn't want to fuck around with subpar price action, which I still did here, right? It was super annoying that it came back to stop me at break even. However, this re-entry is nice in my opinion because we had a bunch of more bearish confluences than we did bullish, in my opinion. Anyways, ended up re-entering here, and then we had a bunch of news come in right around here. Okay. So we had a lot of news come in here. This was because the Iran and US war that's going on right now, they just threw out the ceasefire talks out the window, and that's why we ended up dumping right here. Okay. So this market, at least for the last month, has been a what I like to call a headline market, very reactionary to whatever Trump says or whatever headlines go out. You know, it's really annoying, and it definitely makes you feel like you need to tiptoe around price action, which is super frustrating and annoying. Anyways, this ended up, working out in our favor because again, we had a lot more bearish confluences in my eyes from what I've seen. And we also had another bearish SMT right here. If you guys check this out right there with ES, you guys see that? But yeah, this ended up dumping lower, and then we formed a fair value gap here. And I wanted to see this fair value gap actually hold into this next low, this internal low, right? And that's exactly what happened. So I had set half of my position size as a buy limit right here to trim off of this short. And that ended up getting hit right there. And now I didn't want to deal with this price action for the rest of the day because this was just back and forth right here. In a normal market, in a perfect world, this would just follow through and dump into making a new morning low. And unfortunately, that just didn't happen. So I ended up taking off the rest of my position right here when we started retracing and respecting the bullish gaps right there. And that was pretty much it. And those were pretty much my only trades of the day. Yeah, and then the rest of the day just ended up chopping. So I feel like that was a good call on my part. We did end up taking this low a little bit later because Trump was scheduled to talk at 1 p.m. So that was another reason why I didn't even want to sit in this anymore because I didn't want to wait a whole another like 2.5 hours for him to talk. But as you can see, we came down and swept out that low when he was talking right around like 110. The end of the macro. Hopefully you guys enjoy this quick recap, quick breakdown as to why I took my trades and my whole thought process and all of that. Hopefully it helps some of you guys out there watching the channel. As always though, if you guys enjoyed this video, this quick breakdown, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe. It helps the channel out, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.